Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino coming at you again today with yet another video. And really kind of shocked, I've got something, and I'm going to do it a little different than what everybody's been doing. I, of course, have had an issue with the latest box set, but they were released individually. And I got a good deal on the individual ones, which I was hoping to, as the box set, I guess it sounds like, was pretty limited. So who knew? I guess. But anyways, we're going to be doing just day by day here for the rest of the week. We're going to do each of the 6 individual albums. So stay tuned every day this week, starting Monday here, and we'll go on through Saturday. So anyways, before we get going with Meet the Beatles, obviously I'll be the first. Let's see the intro. Yeah, I was kind of shocked that they delivered this on a Sunday, so I'll make the video and we'll just see it kind of day by day. I've been kind of thinking of doing something like this anyway, but here is my copy of Meet the Beatles out of this new U.S. albums, Beatles U.S. albums 1964 in mono. So of course, Meet the Beatles originally released on January 20th of 1964. This reissue came out just recently in the last couple weeks on November 22nd of 2024, celebrating the 60th anniversary of these albums coming out, of the Beatles coming to the U.S. in 1964, doing the Ed Sullivan performances and the Washington Coliseum and so forth and so on. So yeah, that is what we got here, and they released these in mono from the original analog master tapes, done up at a studio in Nashville and all recut. There is the hype sticker on the new ones here, and I believe these are all pretty generic. Just to each one, it's going to read the same. So replica of the original mono US album release, analog cut from original master tapes on 180 gram audiophile vinyl, includes an insert featuring an in-depth essay on the history of the album. And I'm sure the barcode is unique to each one, but otherwise it's all the same. And I'm going to show you kind of a difference here, because there was, of course, on this one a colored vinyl version. And I'll show you kind of the difference there. There's but the spine, the back here, and you can see the Made in France sticker, which I don't know, makes me kind of chuckle a little. But anyways, let's get it open and see what it looks like. So all of the goodies inside, we got kind of 3 items here, well 4 when you pull the one thing out of its thing. But let's put that aside for now, and we'll look at first the mastering notes here. So we got the tape box there, which does at the top there the Cap Dexter. I think I pointed that out on my when I showed the colored vinyl version of it. There's the inside there. I'll kind of hold it there for you to kind of peruse if you want to pause it there. And then there is the back. And then next we get a reproduction of the original inner sleeve. And everybody's been saying these are much thicker than the original, so it's not a complete total reproduction. Well, I guess I wouldn't expect that to be, but yeah, these will hold up nice over the years, and that way you know too it's not an original, so somebody can't take this and put it in an original trying to make a complete set with like a mint inner sleeve, I suppose. So, and then very nice, they put each of the records in a plain white inner sleeve here that is polylined, and that I really like when they do that, and the Beatles typically do. And we'll take a look at the standard Meet the Beatles here. There's side 1 and side 2, looking very nice, very clean. And then one thing I wanted to look at was comparing this hype sticker. I'm going to pull out my Target blue vinyl version, and I think it is the exact same hype sticker, just that they colored it in blue. And in the UK, I believe it was HMV was the retailer, and I'm sure there were, I saw somebody say who the Australian one was. I've heard of them before, but yeah, I know it's a like electronics store or something. But anyways, there is kind of just that difference on that. And let's take a look real quick again at my Target blue. And I'm going to do a little trick with it here to kind of show. We won't look at anything else because really nothing else is different. But I am going to show, I'm going to get a light out here, hold this light behind it, and hopefully that should be coming out so you can see what that opaque looks like, that marbling in there, which is just really cool when you hold it up to the light. So So there we go. And before we move on to the next step, I just want to make a little note here too. I held out, like I said, I was going to hold out and see if there was a deal on the box. I was also thinking if there isn't a deal on the box, I'll hold out and see if there's a deal on the individual albums. Well, already when these got released on the 22nd, You Discover Music was running a 30% off sale. I don't think it applied to pre-orders, but once they were available to order as standard order on the 22nd, I went on the 23rd and ordered up each of them, looked to see if the box was available, because I'm like, well, at least 30% off of it. That should get down to where I think I should pay for it. Because like I said, there's about $80 of value in that box that I don't see that they can justify for. Typically when you release a box, maybe it's $5, $10 more. You know, if they got individual albums too, maybe $5, $10 more to justify the cost of the box. Well, they put in a bonus album, yes, and the box to hold it all, yes, but there's still an $80 difference there. So I got each of these for $21 with that discount. So I think I did pretty good on that. And hopefully everybody else might be snagging some deals on it if you were holding out. Now, the next thing I want to do, I thought would be kind of fun, is just to look at an original. As I do have a mono pressing on most of these. But here is my original here. And I do believe this is probably a 64 pressing here. And this one is a US pressing, because yes, there can be Canadian pressings of these. I think there's some other countries too. But yeah, I know this one is a US one. And it says Los Angeles, California on the back. I don't know how accurate that is, but let's take a look at the vinyl here. Mine's a little beat up, a little better for wear, so this is nice that I am getting a updated version of it here. But I've been trying to collect these, as I've always been a CD collector but not really a vinyl collector, and I've been trying to collect these these US albums, as I've also ignored those over the years, because I came in as a CD collector right after the CDs had got released in '87. I probably started collecting about 92, 93, kind of in there. So they'd only been out for a few years on CD, but of course everybody in the States here was getting used to the fact that these albums were kind of discontinued and the UK albums were now the main thing, minus Magical Mystery Tour. So I've always been kind of a UK album guy, and I thought this would be kind of a fun way to rediscover the US albums, as I never really did when I got listening to the Beatles. And I would go to the local record shops knowing these were easier to find than the UK pressings. So I could probably find the US ones. And I thought, you know, it'll be fun seeing as there's a mono and a stereo of each, try to find a mono and a stereo. Well, here's my mono, Meet the Beatles. I do not have a stereo yet of this one. So that should conclude the Meet the Beatles one. So we're going to get wrapping up here. But before we do, I want to once again thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And like I always say, if you've stuck around to this point, you must like it. So please give it a like, and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thoughts on these new releases. Do you have the originals too? How is your collection looking? I'm assuming a lot of people do have the originals here, at least in the United States, and probably Canada too. But anyways, I'm going to get fully wrapping up. Stay tuned tomorrow for the Beatles' second album. And I'm Beatle Dustino, signing out.